Well, hello, beautiful children of China. It's your teacher, Timothy. Get the cobwebs out of your mind because it's time to learn something new. Just me and you. And of course, we have George. George, would you please stand up and be part of our lesson? Good morning, George. It's morning here in Minnesota. I'm not sure if it's morning where you are, but it's morning here. You might hear the birds tweeting. Do you hear the birds tweeting, George? Go ahead and say hi, George. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. George, we're also going to light our candle this morning. Do you want to help with that, George? Yeah, come on over. Yeah, come on over. Here we go. Come close. Okay, George, I'll light the candle with matches. Remember, children, if you're going to use matches, if you see any matches or if you see a candle, don't play with them unless there is a grown-up that is helping you, your mom or your dad, your grandma or your grandpa, your uncle or your aunt or your neighbor, anyone who's a grown-up that can help with matches because they can be dangerous, but the reason we use them also is they are beautiful. Fire is a beautiful thing and it can be dangerous, so be careful. Here we have this, George, do you see? We're going to light this now. Here we go. Get ready. There we go. We'll see if the wind allows us to keep a candle. This beautiful new candle. Oh, well, that happens sometimes. That does happen sometimes. Let's try it again, George. Let's try it again. I was a little too slow that time. I think I was talking too much. There we go. Come on. Come on, little friend. Burn down. This is a beautiful candle made out of beeswax from the bees. Bzzz. This is made from beeswax. It smells so good. Oh, it smells good. George, will you smell that? Yeah, it smells good, doesn't it? All right, George, thanks for your help. We hope that our candle will stay lit. I am outside. If the wind blows too hard, then the candle will go out and we'll just let it stay out. It's okay. You stand right there, George. We'll start our lesson. Okay. I kind of think our fire will go out, but we'll try. We're going to talk today some more about maps. Maps are so cool. They tell us where things are. They tell us about the world. They tell us about places that we might go to, but also it shows places we will never go to. We get to see our whole town. We get to see our neighborhood. In the last lesson, we got to see just how our bedroom looked in a map, didn't we? And this time today, we see more about the world, the whole world where we all live. Now, you in China live on the other side of the world. As you know, the world is round like this. Here's the world. I live over here in Minnesota, and you live over here in China, don't you? So the world is huge and it's round. But with a map, they usually lay it out flat, don't they? Flat. And then you can see the whole world laid flat. Unless it's a globe, and a globe is a map that's round. This is not a globe, but a globe is a map that is round. So we're going to start to talk about maps today. Our first map. See, this is of the area where I live. You can learn more about the United States of America today during our time. I think these lessons are for people that live over here on this side of the earth, but you can learn a lot about the United States too. So let's take a look at this. We have a few words that we're going to talk about in this lesson. So let me write those words. You can hear the birds. One word we're going to talk about today is this word. Can you say it? Can you say that word? Try to say it. Locate. Locate. We'll talk about that word. Here's another word we're going to talk about today. Can you say that word? Borders. Borders. We'll use that word later. Here's another word we're going to talk about today. Can you say that word? That one's a little bit tricky. It has a G and an H in it, and that G and H are silent. They don't say a whole lot. So it's pronounced height. Height. Here's another word. See if that word will show up for us. Well, can you see it? Oh, there it is. Let's see if I can get back to this. Continents. 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 And here's another. We have a couple more words. Can you say that word? Separate. Separate. And just two more words. Can you say that word? Model. Model. Good. And the last word. Can you say that word? Route. Most people say route. Some people say route for this word. So it's pronounced a couple different ways depending on where you live in the English, where the English language is spoken. We say route here. And route, it sounds more like what it looks like, R-O-U-T-E. All right, so those are our words today that we're going to learn more about when we talk about maps. Now here, this first map is of North America. North America, that's a continent. So we'll look more on other maps, at the next map or the next one after that, of the different continents in the world. The continent that we live on over here is North America. It's one of the big land masses. And in North America, we have, let's show what we have here. In North America, we have Canada up here. This is Canada. And we have Mexico down here, Mexico. You see Mexico? And between Canada and Mexico are the United States of America. And here is our state where we are right now, where I'm talking from. This is Minnesota. And Minnesota, along this side over here, has the St. Croix River that follows and makes this edge of Minnesota, right? And guess what? The St. Croix River is where I live. I live right in this little area here, right in that area, along the St. Croix River. If you want to know where I live, that's on this map. And of course, all of these different places. Here's Minnesota, this one. Here's North Dakota, and here is South Dakota. These are all states. These are all states. Here's Wyoming. The United States has 50 states. Down here is Alabama. Here is Mississippi. But the ones you may have heard of, down here, Florida. That is a popular one. And over here, California is a popular one. And Texas. People talk like this down in Texas. Texas is a popular one. And of course, Washington, D.C. is right nestled in here. Where is it exactly? I should know. Oh, down in here. It doesn't show Washington, D.C., where the president lives and where the White House is, because that's not really a state. It's just a piece of land, but it's right in this area, right in that area over there by Maryland. So those are the states. One thing I want to show you is let's talk about the word that I put up here, this word. I don't know if you can see it. Let me circle it. Can you still see that word? Borders? Borders? A border is anything on a map that goes in between states, in between countries, and even here in our yard, we have a border between our property and the next person's property. So that's just a line, and on a map you can see it. Here are the borders between the states. Right here you can see this is the border at the bottom of Minnesota, and here's the border of Iowa. It's the line that at the edge of the state, a border. What's the border of California? Is over here, isn't it? Right here. I'm just kind of drawing along the edge of the border. That's the border of between states. And then between countries, the bigger border here is a border at the top of the United States, and above it is Canada, another country, and below it is the United States. Here's a border of Mexico. President Trump has all kinds of ideas about the border of Mexico. And so we talk about the border of Mexico a lot. But these are the borders between states. And it's good to know that word. Borders are just there to help us organize the world, aren't they? People, of course, are a lot alike. The people in Minnesota and the United States are just very much alike the people of China. That where you live, people all have 5 fingers on their hand, unless something like an injury has happened. People all have 1 nose. People have 2 eyes, and they have hair on the top of their head. We are a lot of like. And so borders help us to organize these places. But don't forget that we are very much like each other. So the last thing I want to say here is the United States has these 2 states. Here's Alaska, up here, Alaska, and down here is Hawaii. Hawaii. I would love to go to Alaska, and I would love to go to Hawaii, but I've never been to Alaska or Hawaii because they are very far away. And do you see this? Do you see the interesting thing here? They put it inside of a box on a map. When they do this kind of thing, there's a special word for it. When they make a box, it's called an inset. And an inset means that this part of the map is off. See, Hawaii is out in the Pacific Ocean that way, and it's so far that they can't put it on the map, so they make an inset box, and they at least show you the state of Hawaii. And that's true of Alaska also. That's true because Alaska is so far up above Canada that it is up there. It's somewhere way up there, but it's so far that we can't, it's somewhere way up here. Keeps going way up there. Alaska's way up there. And so we need to make an inset box to show the state, but to say it's so far up that we can't really show it on the map. Okay, so just so you know what an inset box is. Another thing, there's something called a compass rose, which is a great word. A compass rose is right here. Maybe you know what a compass rose is. There's a compass rose right there. Can you tell me what a compass rose is? Can you say what it is? Tell somebody in your room, what is the compass rose? The compass rose, I bet you said the right thing. I bet you did. The compass rose is, it shows which way is north. See, that way is north. The N, north. It shows which way is south. It's that way. And there's a S for south. It shows which way is west. And it shows which way is east. East. These are the different directions. This way is east. This way is west. This way is south, and that way is north. So a compass rose helps us to orient on the map. It helps us to know which way is north, which way is south, which is east, and which is west. Very important part of the compass of the map is the compass rose. So now you know that. So we're going to move away from the map, which is about the United States, basically. This first map, that's where I live. Let's go see if we can find out where you live in China. Oh, we're not quite to China yet. We're still talking about the United States. Now, one thing that you should know, my flame is, one thing you should know that this is a different kind of a map. This is really cool. I want to show you something. The colors on this map tell us special things. Look at this. Can you read that word? Can you say it? Mountains. Mountains. Do you know what mountains are? Mountains are places where the land comes up and it's very beautiful, and then the land comes down, and then they might go up again like this. You know, people go walking on the mountains. Mountains are when the land goes way up high toward the sun. Huge hills, huge hills. And not so huge hills are just, can you say this word? Hills. Mountains are really big, really big. Hills are much smaller, but they still go like this. Hills, let's see. Hills kind of are like this, just a little bump like that. Hills. And then what else is there? Can you say this last word? This one over here? Flat. That means flat, not mountains, not hills, flat like that, just very flat. So flat is green. Do you see that? Do you see the green? This is flat. If something is flat and we're looking down now at the United States, it will be green. If it's hilly, if there are lots of hills, it will be this brown color. And if there are mountains, it will be purple. So let's take a look at this. This is cool. And one thing you should know is when on a map, when it gives you information that it helps you to understand the map, it's called a what? Can you say that word I just circled? This word right here? It's called a key. Key. You know, a key is also something that you put inside of a door and you turn the key and it opens the door. It's also something when you look on a map, it opens your understanding to how to read the map. That's why they call it a key. So let's look on our map of the United States at these different colors. Can you tell me where, here's the green is flat. Show me where it's flat. Show me where it's flat. Oh, there's a lot of flat in here, isn't there? Look at all the flat, the green parts that are very, very flat, and down over here. Yep. Oh, there's some flat out here and some flat here in California. And a lot of flats down in here. Different places where it is flat. The land is very flat. That's what the green tells us, doesn't it? And the next part, it's a little bit hilly. Show us where the land is hilly with your finger. Right. This is all hilly in here. All of this. There are little hills, little hills, little hills in the brown, and some hills. It's kind of hilly in here, all through here. And actually, this part that I just showed you here, this is a long word. It's a good word to know. Appalachian Mountains. They call these the mountains, but they're really big hills, aren't they? They're just brown. There isn't much purple. I guess there's a little bit of purple right in here. Can you see the purple behind that word? That means there are a few mountains there. But mostly it's hills. But where are the big mountains? Show me where the big mountains are in the United States of America. Yes, here they are, the Rocky Mountains. Rocky, you know, rocks like this. This is a rock right here. Do you see this? That's a rock. And these mountains must have lots of rocks because they're called the Rocky Mountains. And they're all through here. I'm going to go out to the Rocky Mountains in a week or two. I bet I'll make some some of these lessons will be out in the Rocky Mountains, and it's very beautiful. You'll see when I'm out there. I'll try to show you. But the Rocky Mountains are these very, very high mountains that we can climb on in the United States of America, and it shows this on our key. So remember, there are the flat places that are green. There are the hills that are brown, and there are the Rocky Mountains and other mountains that are very high. Can you see any other places where there are mountains where it's purple? You're right. We did find the Appalachian Mountains. There are a few mountains there. It looks like right in here it's purple. Can you find any place else? Yes, right up here, the Cascade Mountains. We almost missed those. Beautiful, beautiful mountains up in the northwestern part of the United States of America. So one part on a map too that's usually in blue, water is in blue. There's the big salty water, the Atlantic Ocean. Here's the, can you say that one? The Pacific Ocean. And here is, this one touches Minnesota, actually, this one right here. These lakes are so beautiful. These 5 lakes are called the Great Lakes, and they are fresh water, and they hold a lot of the fresh water for the whole world. And Lake Superior touches where I live in Minnesota. I love Lake Superior, and that's the biggest lake in the whole world is right here, Lake Superior. The biggest freshwater lake in the whole world is right there. You should know that. It makes you sound very smart if you say to someone, do you know the biggest lake in the whole world is over there in the United States of America? And it's called Lake Superior. Lake Superior. The word superior even means a little bit bigger than. So we're going to go on to our next map, and we're going to talk about that. Let's see what the next map has for us. Now we better see China pretty soon. Oh, there's the Arctic Ocean. That's good. Yes, here we won't see China. It doesn't say China, but it does show where China is. China is, can you put your finger on where China is on this map? Can you put your finger on where China is in this map? Yes, China is right in here, isn't it? There you are, right in that huge part of Asia. Asia. So here we get to see all the different continents. Here's the word continents. These are the different continents. The green one is North America. The blue one is South America. These are the continents. Europe is here. Asia is here. Africa is here, right? The different continents. And other continents are actually, then those are the 5 that people live on. Not as many people live up on Antarctica. I'm down on Antarctica, the southern edge. Do you see here is our compass rose here, right here. And Antarctica is a continent, and Australia is a continent. over here. So those are our 7 continents. And these are different oceans. Here's the Arctic Ocean. Again, the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is way over here, because now we have to know that this map is really the whole world, but it's laid flat. So that it's kind of hard to explain, but you should know that if you go far enough like this way in the Pacific Ocean, you will come and appear over here, and you'll keep going around to the Pacific Ocean. You see where it says Pacific Ocean here, and it says Pacific Ocean here, because that's where the map comes around on the other side of the world. But all the water, all the oceans are connected, aren't they? I mean, look right here. If you take a ship, and it's kind of hard to do, but if you come down out of the Atlantic Ocean and you go around the Cape here, oh, you'll be in the Pacific Ocean. This water is all connected, isn't it? And the Indian Ocean is over here. If you come down from the Atlantic Ocean and you go past the tip of Africa, then you're into the Indian Ocean. So all of these are connected. It is one water, but we have different names for it, right? So some of the words we've talked about to locate on the map, to locate. Can you locate Asia right now? Can you put your finger on Asia? Can you locate it? There it is. Good. Can you locate Africa? Put your finger on Africa. There it is. Can you locate Australia? Australia. There it is. Can you locate the Atlantic Ocean on this map? The Atlantic Ocean? There it is, right there. Can you locate North America? North America. Good. Can you locate Europe? Europe. Good. Can you locate South America? South America. Good. Can you locate? Let me take some of these away. I would like for you to locate the compass rose. Can you locate the compass rose? Good. Can you locate Antarctica? Good. So that's the way that we locate around on the map, finding the different parts of the map, to use the word locate. And then when we're talking about mountains, then we can talk about this word right here, height. Height. What is the height of the mountains? The top of the mountains. How big is it? How many feet? Height. What is the height of a tree? What is my height? I'm about 6'2". What is George's height? He's about 1 foot tall. These are the different heights, right, on a map. And then these are the different continents. We talked about the different continents of Africa, South America, the different big pieces of land. Those are the words that we're working with. And then down here, the last words we're working with here are separate, right? Separate. Separate, that means on a map, if there's a border, then there's separation. This continent is separate from this continent. To be separate, right? The word separate for a state, between the state of Minnesota and Wisconsin, there's a separation because of the border. That's the separation. Although you can't see it in real life, but it's on the map. Now the last map here the last map for today's lesson is an imaginary map, but we get to talk here a little bit about these different routes. You can see the different routes. That's the name for some of their streets. Here's Route 3, and here's Route 4. These are different ways to go places. Here's can you find Route 1? Can you find Route 2? Good. Here's Route 1, and here's Route 2. So routes, a different route it can be a route. Like I say, some people say route, some people say route. Route is a road. It can be a road. It can also say, like, what kind of route? What kind of route are you going to take to your to the stadium? So this last map we're going to talk about briefly. It shows here in the key, it shows the scale. That means 1 inch on this map, about this much on this map, 1 inch. 1 inch is about this much, is 1 mile. So it's very nice to see all this big place that's a whole mile, and it's made very small so that we can see it, right? And this street, so Sun Street right here is about, here's 1 mile, and here's 2 miles. I would say Sun Street is about 2 inches long. So how many miles? It's about 2 miles long too. Flag Street is 1 inch. Here's another inch about like that, and about a half an inch. So Flag Street is about 2.5 miles. Do you see? You can look at the inch, and then that makes a mile, doesn't it? So this is somebody's map of their town. And these are the different roads that we can see from above. The names of the roads. We can see that over here is the zoo, and over here is a stadium, and over here is the airport for flying on airplanes. These are the different places. And over here is Southbury. This is just made up, but these are the different names on the map. And these are the separations here, these streets. This is Southbury, this brown part. I'm sorry, Southbury is the red part. Branson is the brown part. And Glenville is the purple part. And you can see then the roads, these different Route 4 and Route 3, Route 2 and 1 are the ones that are the separation between the different parts of the different parts of town. But mostly what we want you to know is just how to look at a map and to know that this is like a bird flying way over a town and looking down. And then we can look at it, and we can also understand the key right here, which tells us that there's 1 inch on this map equals 1 mile. So that's cool. We've talked about maps. I hope that you've learned something today about maps. Goodbye, my friends. This is Timothy signing off. Thank you for a good lesson. Now you are a little smarter. I am happier. And the whole world is a little bit smaller. Thank you. George, say goodbye. Goodbye, George. And George, would you blow out the candle? Would you blow it out? Would you just blow it out? Good job, George. Good job. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Take care.